The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, February 6, reveal that Claire Newman will be taught a critical lesson while Jack Abbott plays defense. Nate Hastings and Amy Lewis will also face a twist, so here's what Y and R fans can look forward to. First, Nikki Newman will deliver some advice to Claire. Since Nikki will be the one behind that critical lesson we mentioned, Claire had better listen up. It's possible Claire will be dealing with some guilt regarding Kyle Abbott and the secrets she's keeping. Claire didn't give Kyle the full Jordan story, so Nikki might teach Claire about the importance of Newman discretion, even when it's hard sometimes. Then again, maybe this lesson will involve Victor Newman's disapproval of Claire's relationship. Nikki might get honest and admit Victor could make things difficult, but she also knows from personal experience that true love can conquer almost any challenge. Since Claire is committed to Kyle and wants a future with him, Nikki may push her granddaughter to stand strong against Victor's tactics. If Claire can do that, Nikki may make a prediction about Victor accepting her romance with Kyle sooner or later. Over with Jack, he'll play defense after someone questions his latest moves. It sounds like it could set up some conflict in Thursday's I and R episode. Diane Jenkins Abbott might have concerns about Jack putting too much faith in Billy Abbott's latest venture, or perhaps this could be about Diane's desire to refresh the Abbott mansion instead. Jack might be stuck in his ways and insist he doesn't want to change the home he's come to love so much over the years. Whatever the case, Jack will land in a position where he feels the need to defend his choices. Across town, Nate and Amy will get updates on some news that throws them for a loop. There'll be a twist that leaves Amy and Nate reeling in Thursday's exciting show. Since it looks like Holden will once again pose as Damian King in another meeting with Nate, could Amy decide to crash the conversation? Amy might be desperate enough to barge in, so that could bring a shock if she realizes this isn't the real Damian and alerts Nate. Regardless, the Young and the Restless spoilers say Nate and Amy will have to wrap their heads around something surprising, so stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, February 6, tease that Nate and Amy may start to suspect that all is not as it appears with Damian. Next on The Young and the Restless, We and R pulled off a successful bait-and switch when it revealed that the man Nate met as Damian isn't really Damian. He's Holden, but Holden is working the real Damian. We're not sure why yet, just like the real Damian isn't sure why total stranger Nate is so eager to get him to come work for him, or why he's so eager to reunite him with his mother. But it is only so long that Damian can keep up this charade. We're already wondering how Amy was able to keep her distance and not try to sneak a peek at her baby boy while he was meeting with Nate, which means she's got to lay eyes on him sooner or later, and then the jig will be up, right? Live and learn. Victor announced that he would make it so that Claire would soon hate Kyle as much as Victor hates Jack. And once Victor pronounces something, it's as good as done. So Nikki decides to do some damage control, which means teaching her granddaughter a lesson. About, what else? How Victor likes his relatives to behave. Let it be me, Victor yelled his ultimatum to Jack. Jack smirked. Frankly, we're impressed that he didn't laugh in Victor's smug face. Jack is a class act. Victor might want to take a few notes. Of course now, Jack is compelled to live up to his commitment to the smirk, and his commitment to keep Victor from messing with the Abbott family yet again. At the same time, Jack has to deal with Billy, who expects his brother's support in his new business venture if Jack wants Billy to keep his distance from Jabot and to take a break from whining. The Young and the Restless recap for Wednesday, February 5, reveals that there will be some hints about a countdown to Adam Newman crashing and burning while Diane Jenkins Abbott tackles a tricky challenge. At Billy Abbott's place, Phyllis Summers will warn that she wants no part of this venture if he's just going to use Abbott Communications to go after Newman Media. However, Billy will insist they're going to be the anti-Newmans and run a company with real integrity, so Phyllis will think she can get Daniel Romalotti Jr. on board with that idea. At Crimson Lights, Summer Newman will advise Daniel to let Phyllis down gently before she gets any more enthusiastic about him joining this Billy collaboration. Once Phyllis arrives, she'll play up what a great meeting she had with Billy and argue that Daniel really needs something new to focus on. It'll seem like Phyllis is winning Daniel over as she insists she do anything for her children. At the Abbott mansion, Claire Newman will come over after being invited for lunch with Diane, Jack Abbott, and Kyle Abbott. After Claire asks Jack about John Abbott, he'll beam over how wonderful his dad was as he shares some stories. Later, Diane will seem distracted as she looks around at the decor. After Diane suggests the Abbott house could use a refresh and calls it a spruce, she'll accept Kyle's challenge of selling that plan to Jack. Meanwhile, Billy will visit Jack with updates on Abbott Communications and will mention that he emailed all the financial details. Jack will seem proud of Billy and will think their father would be as well, so Billy will embrace him over all the support. At the Newman Ranch, Connor Newman will admit his nervousness over moving in has turned to excitement since both his parents are going to be there. That'll be music to Adam and Chelsea Lawson's ears. Even so, Chelsea will offer Adam a reminder that this is just a co-parenting thing, so he'll argue that it wouldn't benefit him to try and manipulate her into more. Adam will insist he's going to respect boundaries and will make a prediction about Victor Newman doing the same, though Chelsea won't seem so sure about Victor. After Connor requests a visit to the main house to check on his grandpa, Adam will suggest that's a great idea. Chelsea won't plan on tagging along at first, but Connor will think Victor would like to see their family together. Next on Wednesday's I and R episode, Victoria Newman will find Victor deep in thought, so he'll admit he was thinking about his close call and how things could have turned out differently in that Ian Ward showdown. Victor will want to talk about the future since he won't be around one day, but it'll be hard for Victoria to even discuss it. Victoria will be adamant that Victor's going to live a long life, but there will be some emotional moments as they acknowledge the inevitable. Once Victor mentions that the family's finally starting to accept Adam, Victoria will acknowledge that she's seen some positive things from her brother lately. That said, Victoria will feel like Adam's only behaving because his life's going well. Since Adam will still be volatile and untrustworthy in Victoria's eyes, she'll worry about Adam burning it all down if one thing goes wrong. Later, Victor will be tickled pink to see Connor, Adam, and Chelsea. It'll give Connor a chance to quiz Victor about playing the hero before he dashes off to the game room. In a moment alone with Adam, Victor will give him some instructions to downplay all the Ian drama and leave Jordan out of their Newman media coverage. Adam will assure Victor that he anticipated his orders and that it's already taken care of. Once Adam heads back to the old ranch house with Connor and Chelsea, Connor will gush over Grandpa Victor being a badass. As Connor reflects on how happy he is about this ranch move, he'll share a group hug with Chelsea and Adam. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Adam and Chelsea will deal with more romantic temptation as time comes on, so stay tuned for more news on when they might surrender. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, February 5, promise some unexpected plot twists in Genoa City as February sweeps continue to roll on. Someone is concerned about their legacy, while a character makes a huge decision and another gets unsolicited advice from an older sibling. What's set to unravel during Wednesday's show? Time to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Victor Newman opens up. Victor Newman will open up to Victoria Newman during Wednesday's episode. In light of recently getting shot, it sounds like the moustache may have concerns over what would happen to his children and legacy after he's gone. Victor, as well as the rest of the Newman family, faced a life-or-death situation during the Ian Ward face-off, so it's natural for him to be reflective. Still, could this lead Victor to do something drastic where Newman Enterprises is concerned? By and are spoilers, Diane Abbott's big decision. Across town, Diane Abbott will make a major decision, but what could this be about? Is it in regard to business or family? After all, Jack Abbott placed his wife in charge of Jibbuck Classic, the rebranded Glissade. So is this massive decision about the next steps to launch products or something else? The Young and the Restless spoilers, Jack Abbott's unsolicited advice. Lastly, Jack will decide to give Billy Abbott some unsolicited advice, which is never a good idea. First off, when has Billy ever followed Jack's advice? Secondly, any advice given usually causes the brothers to get into a fight. Jack doesn't want to see Billy retaliate against Victor for snagging Chancellor from him. And Billy does seem motivated to simply create a company and stay in his own lane. Still, this is Billy we're talking about, so is this all a facade to fake people out? Will he end up striking back at the Moustache and Adam Newman? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Are you excited about Wednesday's show? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to tune into the Y&R on CBS Daily to catch all the drama, and check out SOS regularly for the best Young and the Restless news, spoilers, and updates. With her nightmare ending, Young and Restless, Sharon is poised to greet a dream come true. It may be the understatement of the decade to say that the Young and the Restless has put Sharon through the ringer. First Ian and crazy Aunt Jordan messed with her bipolar medication, which left her seeing visions of late tormentor Cameron. Then the tag team framed her for Heather's murder. Then they also framed her for an attempt on Phyllis' life and chained her in the sewer of doom. Now, woo, Jordan has sipped her last cup of tea and Ian is headed for his last stand. What's on the other side for Sharon? The show wants us to believe that it's a reunion with Nick. The powers that be have laid it on thick throughout Sharon's travails, having her make out with visions of her ex, and even allowing him to give her the strength to rise like a phoenix out of that damn sewer. But perhaps Young and Restless is going to pull a fast one on us. Suppose it's led us to expect a chic reunion when in fact, it's about to reintroduce into her life another man from her past, Dylan. It's been 8 years since Sharon's husband left her to enter the witness protection program. In that time, maybe the danger has passed, and it's now safe for him to return to the woman he never stopped loving. With former portrayer Steve Burton now back on General Hospital as Jason, of course, he couldn't reprise the role. But there's a plethora of other actors who could step in as a recast. Greg Vaughn, currently off days of Oof Lives as Eric, would make a terrific Dylan. Never mind that he once played Young and Restless Diego. That was an eternity ago. Ryan Pavey has hinted that he's considering a daytime comeback. And we can't fathom why Cody Ryan McLaughlin hasn't been snapped up by another soap already. Y&R/Phyllis will manage Sharon's poisoning plot. You might think that trouble has finally come to an end in Genoa City. But this is the Young and the Restless we are talking about, and can trouble ever cease to exist? We don't think so. The latest The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that someone will come back from the dead and wreak havoc in the town. What is happening, you ask? Keep reading to find out. The Young and the Restless. Sharon is in danger again. Phyllis brings Ian back. I&R fans keeping up with the soap opera know that Heather's death had rolled a big ball of unfortunate events. From Michael getting arrested, Sharon becoming the prime suspect, and Phyllis losing her mind, a lot has happened. But now, we all know that the real culprit of all of these crimes was none other than Jordan and Ian. Now, Jordan is dead, and Ian is faking his death and is away. But does the story end here? It doesn't look like that. Spoilers suggest that some big twists are coming up on Y and R. While the truth might be out for now, Phyllis still blames Sharon for everything that happened. Phyllis is furious that all the charges were dropped after Ian's confession, and now she might be out to seek revenge. Phyllis cannot forget all the pain that Sharon framing Daniel and Heather's murder caused the family. Soon, she might take things into her own hands and might even reach out to Ian. While he has made it look like he is dead, Ian is very much alive, and maybe Phyllis and Ian will team up and cause trouble for Sharon. We all know that Phyllis loves to create trouble, and soon, teaming up with Ian, she will make so much trouble in Genoa City that it will be too much fun. Ian, anyway, would love to continue his diabolical plan, and it would be so much fun to watch. Would you like to see this partnership? Tell us in the comments below. The Young and the Restless airs on CBS all weekdays. Make sure you tune in and enjoy. Also, keep coming back to Soap Opera Daily for more updates and predictions like such. The Young and the Restless spoilers imply that even though Amy Lewis continues to struggle with her health, she is excitedly awaiting the opportunity to be reunited with her son, Damian King. With that being said, Damian is dragging his feet and even has an impostor, Holden, pretending to be him. Could Amy pass away before she gets to tell Damian the truth about his paternity? Damian King is wrapped in mystery. While Amy seems like a very nice lady, her storyline is wrapped in so many unknowns. Why doesn't Damian want to see his mom? Why wouldn't Amy be the one to approach her son when he was located in Los Angeles? It still seems unclear as to why she approached Nate with this request. In addition, why has Damian asked Holden to pretend to be him? Is Damian a criminal? Did he build his empire under false pretense? Is he a good guy, or is he a character that is prone to scheming? How will he react when he finds out that his father isn't his father and that Nate Hastings Sr. is? If Amy passes away before she gets to tell Damian the truth, will he regret not seeing his mother before her demise? Will he end up resenting his half-brother, Nate? Plus, who will Nate end up telling? The real Damian or the fake one? How long will Holden pretend to be Damian? It seems as though Holden could end up pretending to be Damian for longer than fans expect. If Amy passes away before she gets to see her son, this may further add skepticism on Damian's part, and he may ask Holden to continue his charade until they get to the bottom of things. Will this all turn into a larger plan? Could Damian have aspirations to take over Winters? Is this situation where Holden pretends to be Damian a one-off thing, or something the two often do to keep their enemies on their toes? If Amy's gone, Damian and Holden will be able to continue this scam, but for how long? Will Amy pass away before she gets a chance to see Damian? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to tune into the Y and R on CBS Daily to catch all the drama, and check out this site regularly for the best Young and the Restless news, spoilers, and updates. Victor Newman is a man to be feared on The Young and the Restless. The same goes for Eric Braeden. He managed to kick cancer in the butt. He shared an update about his cancer diagnosis. Kicking cancer in the butt. Braeden revealed that he's still leading man material. The Y&R star posted a new video on TikTok. He picked up the heavy punching bag. Someone off camera can be heard in the background saying, "Yes." After being cancer-free, Braeden is getting back to work and his love of kickboxing. "No cancer found in my last cystoscopy. Yes, back to work," Braeden captioned his video. The iconic soap legend shared his cancer journey over the years. In February, Braeden said on KCL TV that he had to be as ruthless as his portrayer. He credits a treatment called BCG, which was initially developed to treat tuberculosis. This treatment helped him kick cancer's butt. Braeden also credits early detection and paying attention to his body. He noticed symptoms that led to his cancer diagnosis. One common sign of prostate cancer among men over age 50 is when their urine doesn't release. Health scare. This isn't the only health problem that Braeden had. He also had to deal with grueling knee surgery, but he didn't let his health issues get him down. In 2023, he assured Y&R fans that he was going to lick his recovery this time around. He wasn't going to make the same mistake again. I then made a mistake of doing squats, not with weights. I wasn't that stupid, Braeden explained in a Facebook video. That's when he realized that recovery wasn't going to be smooth. Thankfully, he didn't harm his knee. It was during his journey from knee surgery that he realized he had issues with his prostate. Yet, the cancer wasn't found in his prostate. It was discovered in his bladder. Braeden's cancer story has an important lesson. Always listen to what your body is telling you. Also, take it easy, especially when your body needs recovery and rest. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest viewers are still reeling from the Monday, February 3 episode that revealed a Damian King switcheroo. It turns out that the Damian Nate Hastings was introduced to is not the real Damian King after all, but rather Damian's sidekick, Holden. The actor who plays Holden, Nathan Owens, recently spoke with Soap Opera Digest and talked about the massive plot twist. However, he also hinted that in the weeks ahead, fans will get to know his character more and find out about a leading Genoa City lady Holden is linked to. Who could this be? Here are some possibilities. Leading lady possibility 1, Lily Winters. It's been teased that Lily Winters is on the cusp of finally finding true love in 2025, so could Holden be it for her, or possibly Damian? Maybe Holden is the person who introduces her to Damian, as the two have crossed paths in the past. Could Holden be an old friend that Lily trusts, or possibly someone who got away, whom she can rekindle a romance with? Then again, as Lily is Nate's cousin, it seems unlikely that she's the leading lady linked to Holden, as she could be the person to expose her friend's lie. However, maybe she is the very person to expose Holden, as he can't go parading around as Damian forever, right? Leading lady possibility 2, Sally Spectra. Sally Spectra has lived a life that's taken to different places outside of Genoa City. So what if she and Holden are old friends or potentially amicable exes? How would Billy Abbott feel about their connection, and should he be worried? Leading lady possibility 3, Tessa Porter. Tessa Porter lived quite a sketchy life before meeting and falling in love with Mariah Copeland. While both Mariah and Tessa have moved on from all this and built a family together, this doesn't mean that their respective pasts won't come back to haunt them. Fans recently saw this with Mariah when Ian Ward returned. Holden doesn't seem like a vile character, even though he isn't the projection of Honest lately, as he parades around as Damian. But that doesn't also mean that Holden wasn't in Tessa's orbit during a hard time in her life. Are they friends? Are they exes? Do they share an experience that Tessa hasn't revealed to Mariah yet? Only time will tell. Which Genoa City leading lady could Holden be linked to? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to tune into the Y&R on CBS Daily to catch all the drama, and check out this site regularly for the best Young and the Restless news, spoilers, and updates. The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Chelsea Lawson claims that her latest move is being made for one reason. However, Connor Newman's best interests aren't the only factors in play as she relocates to the former Newman main house. Adam Newman resisted his father's initial encouragement to accept his offer, but eventually Adam accepted Victor Newman's advice. Chelsea followed Adam's pattern, but for a different reason. Adam was unsure if he should be living on the family property. Chelsea didn't want to send the wrong signal to Adam about her feelings about him. History of the ranch houses in Genoa City. Devoted viewers know that the home Adam, Chelsea, and Connor moved into was the second main dwelling on the Newman ranch. The first setting was the most memorable because it was Victor's home, which he lived in from the 1980s until Sharon Newman burned down. A new main house was built. It was more generic and couldn't replace the grandiose nature of the original. However, it has served for several years and might be remembered most for the image of Victor's chessboard. That set consists of a central room with a side door and some side hallways. Viewers learned last year that a secret passageway led to Victor's makeshift dungeon, where he kept Jordan Howard. Braeden's character built a replica main house based on the original floor plan last year. Adam Newman is currently centered Chelsea has agreed to move because of Adam's growth within the last year. She knows that Sally Spectra's miscarriage affected him profoundly, as has their most recent breakup. Chelsea and Adam's unexpected reconnection in Baltimore, Maryland, happened for multiple reasons. The first was related to the tension Connor's OCD diagnosis and treatment created. However, the second connected issue involved the love that had never died between this two-time married and divorced couple. Adam appreciated Chelsea's recent comments about his maturity. Whether he can sustain that development is a straightforward question. It will also be tested now that he's re-entered the facade of a traditional family setting. Can another Chatham sequel work? The prospect of this Chatham reunion is debatable. Victor told Chelsea he recognized her growth and knew she was a good mother. He also believes it would be best for Adam to revive what was his family. Adam favors this attempted revival, but that's based on his realization that he and Sally are no more. Chelsea knows that Adam still loves Sally, which is one of the reasons she put conditions on her move to the ranch. But the separate room Chelsea wanted is under the main roof where Adam also lives. Viewers must believe, as Adam does, that thawing will occur during the long Midwestern winter. However, his unpredictable nature makes it hard for anyone, including Chelsea, to know if a sequel will happen, or if it does, might work. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease February brings a whirlwind of plot twists, and this month, the soap opera kicked off with a dramatic jolt. To the shock of fans, the Damian King, they thought they knew is actually an impostor, leaving Nate Hastings and viewers alike reeling from this unexpected revelation. Viewers were caught off guard. Damian isn't Damian? Viewers were left utterly astonished during the episode on Monday, February 3, when actor Jermaine Rivers emerged from the shadows as the true Damian King. The individual currently masquerading as Damian is actually named Holden, who appears to be doing a favor for his boss and friend. The genuine Damian likely sensed trouble when Nate reached out with a job offer at Winters, prompting him to send Holden in his place to investigate Nate's intentions. Although Nate means well, deceiving his half-brother was a misstep. Meanwhile, Damian remains an enigma, showing a strong aversion to reconnecting with his mother, Amy Lewis, leaving fans questioning the depths of this character. The perfect man for Lily is impostor Damian. While we may not have a complete picture of Damian just yet, he certainly gives off the vibe of a potential schemer or even a villain. Only time will reveal his true nature. Rumor has it that Damian was meant to be a new romantic interest for Lily Winters. However, the genuine Damian doesn't quite fit the mold of what Lily typically goes for. On the other hand, the imposter version of Damian seems perfectly suited for her romantic escapades. In the tangled web of relationships in Genoa City, love can lead to some truly chaotic scenarios. There's nothing more complicated than developing feelings for someone who's not who they claim to be, right? Could it be that Holden, posing as Damian, ignites a spark with Lily? Falling for an imposter, that might be hard to explain. Could they possibly venture into the realm of Love Lily? Discovering that Holden is not the person he claimed to be could throw a significant wrench into their budding connection. After all, the last thing Lily desires is to entangle herself with another deceiver. Her past with Kane Ashby was riddled with enough drama and falsehoods. Holden appears to be a genuinely good guy, seemingly caught in the web of his boss's directives. Yet, there's a nagging suspicion that he and Damian might be in cahoots, working together to safeguard their interests from a looming threat posed by Nate. Even so, masquerading as another person isn't the ideal foundation for a budding romance. Holden may feel guilty, and confess the truth. Will that ruin everything? As Holden encounters Lily and begins to uncover her true self, a wave of guilt may wash over him for the deception he's been living. Damian is poised to take a stand, making it abundantly clear that he expects a commitment to uncovering the truth. Upcoming spoilers tease that no iconic soap opera couple achieves their bliss without facing significant challenges. It seems that Holden and Lily's initial hurdle will revolve around the revelation of his deceitful past when they first crossed paths. What are the chances that Damian and his right-hand man Holden would both have close ties to Genoa City residents? Slim to none, right? Wrong. As it turns out, there's a whole new mystery involving this duo that's set to come to light on Young and Restless. We're not gonna lie, we were worried that Nathan Owens Holden would become an afterthought once it was revealed that he was not, in fact, Damian, but instead his aide, or the decoy as it were. As we all know now, Holden was sent out to pose as Nate's elusive half-brother to sniff out the former doctor's true intentions and report back. It was an exciting prospect to have not just one, but two new male characters take up residence in Genoa City, but we have to admit to being concerned that Holden might be sent back to Los Angeles to tend to business once the real Damian connects with Nate&Amy. That still hasn't happened, but we know it's only a matter of time before Amy spots Holden and tells Nate that's definitely not her son. So what then? Well, as luck would have it, Owens has revealed to Sode that Holden has ties of his own to Genoa City. Owens took delight in doling out tidbits about his Young and Restless character, hinting that there are storylines he could be placed in to cause a little ruckus. He also hinted that Holden has quite the interest in alcohol, which we found very interesting. Why? Keep reading and we'll tell you. It turns out that Holden has a past with someone in town, and it's maybe a certain lady. That tells us it's definitely a lady, and because this is a soap opera, it will likely be a female with a little mystery about her own past. It will probably also be a connection that will cause that aforementioned ruckus. But who? Well, it's possible that Lily crossed paths with the guy when she spent all that time out in California, but she was seeing Daniel then, so it's unlikely she was getting to know anyone. There is, however, another lady in Genoa City that's more likely to share a past with Holden, but it may not be of the romantic variety. What if Holden is Audra's brother? Where on earth are we getting such an idea? Well, the little bit we do know about her past involves her father being an alcoholic. If Holden is in his own battle with the bottle, that's a clue that he may be taking after his parent. Given that Audra is heavily involved in this storyline thanks to dating Nate, it would definitely stir the pot to have the past she's struggled with come knocking at the door, right at the same time Nate is dealing with Damian. It's possible we'll find out Audra and Holden are former lovers, but that seems less likely given that her backstory, as we know it, had her jumping from Noah to Tucker McCall. That doesn't mean she didn't hit the sheets with Damian's right-hand man, but our hunch is that the tough cookie's recent softening and opening up about her family has been a precursor to her family member showing up. Do you think Holden's last name is Charles? Let us know in the comments. Young and the Restless predictions suspect Maria Copeland may get snatched up and go missing soon on the CBS daytime drama. Maria Copeland's world rocked on Young and the Restless. Recently, on Young and the Restless, Maria Copeland relived her traumatic past with Ian Ward. He's the cult leader who bought her as a baby and took her away from her family. Only this time it's even worse because she has a wife and baby of her own to think about. Not to mention her mom, Sharon Newman, who was also recently terrorized because of Ian. On top of that, Maria is possibly more vulnerable than she's ever been on Young and the Restless. Now, she thinks Ian is dead. She finally believes that she and her family can put that nightmare behind them. She doesn't know that Ian opened his eyes in the ambulance after he was shot and presumed dead, and so far, no one knows what's become of him. But chances are, he's not done terrorizing the Newman family. Ian Ward's still alive and plotting on Nate&R. Currently, Ian Ward has the upper hand on Young and the Restless. Mariah Copeland and her whole family think he's dead, so now he can hang back for a bit, regroup, and develop a new strategy. Indeed, he is a master manipulator and probably already has someone at the hospital in his corner. So he likely will manage to stay out of prison. After all, he got mega villainous Jordan Howard to help him before. So he can surely get a doctor or nurse on his side now. Also, he has the advantage of the Newmans thinking they won on Young and the Restless. They believe he is dead and no longer a threat, so their guard is down. No doubt, this is the perfect time for him to retaliate. Plus, he has even more motive. Maria went off on him, telling him she wants him dead. Plus, the Newmans killed his love, Jordan. No doubt, he wants revenge along with Mariah back in his life. Young and the Restless prediction. Ian kidnaps Mariah? Coming up on Nate&R, Ian might make a big move that could accomplish two goals at once. He could very well kidnap Mariah. That way, he gets her back with him and punishes everyone in the family at the same time. He might want to make them lose Mariah as punishment for taking Jordan from him. In his twisted mind, it would be the perfect vengeance to get everything he wants. And now, Maria would never see him coming on Young and the Restless. So just when she thinks she can breathe a sigh of relief, Ian may abduct her. Nate&R is thrilling right now. Tune in daily to see if Maria Copeland disappears on the CBS soap opera. Victor Newman is stirring a whole new pot of trouble on Young and Restless. The only problem? The premise of the plot twist doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There's never been any shortage of things for Victor and Jack to fight about over the years, and there never will be. Which makes it hard to understand why Young and Restless is trying to manufacture conflict by floating a plot point that simply doesn't hold water. In the latest episode, Jack showed up at the ranch after hearing about the Newmans' showdown and shootout with Ian Ward. Purportedly, he wanted to make sure everyone was all right, but Victor accused him of coming to see Nikki. Not getting any satisfaction out of the fight he was trying to pick, the mustache fired off a closing salvo as the abbot was heading out the door. It was designed to get a rise out of his nemesis, and though Jack carried on his way without a big reaction, it did leave him with his guard up, and he wasn't the only one. The decree? That Jack should keep his son Kyle away from his granddaughter, Claire. Victor previously sat Claire down and warned her about the pitfalls of dating an abbot, telling her that at some point she would be forced to choose sides. Of course, he never acknowledged that the only reason she'd ever have to do that is because he refuses to put an end to his relentless rivalry with Jack. When questioned by Victoria and Nikki about interfering in Kyle and Claire's relationship, Victor announced that he didn't like his family members dating from the pool of people he hates. Unfortunately, this makes no sense whatsoever given, well, the entire history of the soap. Yes, Victor has always had a rivalry with Jack, but he himself was romantically involved with Ashley Abbott and continues to share a deep bond with her to this day. In fact, their daughter Abby is half Newman, half Abbott, as she loves to tell anyone who will listen. Newman's grandson Noah is living abroad with Jack's granddaughter, Allie, and the mustache hasn't said a peep about that. Finally, Victor's other granddaughter Summer has her own love story with Kyle, married him twice, and they share a child together. Which brings us to the most glaring inconsistency here. It wasn't all that long ago he was pushing Summer and Kyle to make up. Of course, circumstances have changed since then, and one could argue that the mustache is more protective of Claire right now than he is of Summer. Hell, Everyone is more protective of Claire, who acts like a teenager rather than the trained killer and traumatized adult she is. But Victor's argument still makes no sense, and makes him a giant hypocrite to boot. As we all well know, this plot point is designed not only to create conflict for Victor and Jack, but to launch a Romeo and Juliet type storyline for Kyle and Claire, perhaps in a bid to get more viewers rooting for them. Will it work? That remains to be seen, but young and restless fans tend to be resistant to being manipulated, and have already started calling out this plot twist. The part that does ring true is that Victor will jump on any means of yanking Jack's chain to stir the pot with his nemesis. He's looking for a reason to fight with him, and it doesn't have to make sense as long as it gets the job done. Well, this should do it.